Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a top 10 kind of challenge video. I thought it would be fun to kind of share the best of top 10. So I looked through very popular top 10 videos, very frequently asked questions on my channels and questions asked on other people's channels, and I kind of compiled a very basic questionnaire list about the best of fragrances top 10 questions. I thought this would be a fun way for you guys to kind of get to know me or anybody else who does this video and what our likes in regards to fragrances, our tastes. It's a very all-encompassing list. So yeah, let's get into it. I don't know if anyone else has done a video like this. I did quickly look through, I think I spent about 15 minutes seeing if anyone else had done a video like this. I am not saying I am the first person to do this type of video, but this is the first one that I've seen, spending a little bit of time on YouTube kind of searching. If anyone has done this type of video, please let me know in the comment section below so that I can credit them. However, I would like to let you guys know that this is a challenge video. I would love for you guys to answer these questions in the comments as well so I can get to know you guys and your fragrance preferences. And also, if anybody wants to do this video too, please do it and tag me so I can watch your video. That would be really cool to see more people do this type of video. So I have questions of the top 10 best of. And they're, again, very basic questions. I'll have the questions again in the description box below if anyone wants to answer. So we're going to start off with the first question, which is the best women's designer fragrance. And with this video, it's going to be a chatty video. This is supposed to be a get to know you kind of video. I will have everything linked below if you just want to know my answers. But the best of designer fragrance. So this would be my favorite designer fragrance, the one that I think is the best in regards to smelling like a women's designer fragrance, having good performance, having fantastic projection, just smelling beautiful and complimentary, and just something that I think everybody should smell once in their life and fits as a designer fragrance too in regards to its composition. And if you're familiar with my channel, you probably won't be surprised that it's Donna from Valentino. This is a fragrance that was dang near, if not a love at first sniff for me. It is so beautiful. I like how it's got all the classic sparkly florals, fruity tootiness to it that a lot of designer fragrances really gravitate towards, but I think that this is slightly sexier and a little bit more special than a lot of the other sparkly floral fruity fragrances that dominate the market in a women's fragrance aisle. But at the same time, it is very wearable and very pretty. I do really love this scent a lot. I like it a lot better than its flankers. I don't think I found a flanker of it that I particularly am excited for. I don't own any of the flankers of it. I've considered purchasing a few of them just to have them to my collection, but it's not something that I have a real need for because I just think that the original is just so dang perfect. As a fragrance, as a designer fragrance, a mainstream fragrance, I just think it's excellent. It performs well and it smells really complimentary and pretty. Question number 2, men's designer fragrance. So what's my favorite men's fragrance that you find on the fragrance aisle? And that's actually easy, and it is the classic Le Male from Jean Paul Gaultier. This fragrance is the first fragrance I ever bought for a boyfriend. So that's saying something because I love the way this smells. I think it smells really sexy. I think it smells really attractive. I think the bottle is kind of fun. And this changed men's fragrances. This really set the stage for a lot of men's fragrances. And I think that that's really kind of interesting, especially since the nose behind this fragrance is Francis Kurkdjian. And this is one of the fragrances that kind of cemented him as being my favorite nose. His point of view with fragrances, I just really enjoy and I really gravitate towards, even if I don't know that he created the scents. And this one just smells really sexy, very attractive. This is how I like my guys to smell. And so just for sex appeal, for me personally, I really like it. I think it smells very complimentary, and I like the impact this has had in the fragrance world too. And I like to wear this. I wear this too. I think it smells great on me. Number 3 is most complimented. So this fragrance is my most complimented, but this is my most complimented from unsolicited strangers. and it was almost Aventus, because I get complimented whenever I wear Aventus, but I don't wear Aventus that often. I do wear this one a lot, and every time I wear this, I get complimented on it just about, and from random people. And I'm not talking about the forced politeness that poor people who work in retail and grocery stores have to do. Hello, ma'am, how was your day? And I just feel so bad that they have to, you know, kind of, you know, be overtly extroverted. Sometimes I'm like, if you don't want to talk to me, it's fine, just ring me up. Don't have to force yourself to do this. I'm talking about people that go out of their way to stop me, that don't have to stop me to compliment me on my fragrance. And it doesn't happen very often. So I love this fragrance because generally when I wear it, I will get complimented on it. It's one of my absolutely favorite fragrances. It's just something that's a very intoxicating scent, and it's Terracotta Le Parfum from Guerlain. This fragrance just smells so beautiful, so sexy. It's a beautiful, tropical, very luxurious white floral fragrance, and it just has like the projection and just longevity and just performance to really grab people's attention in a way that people just want to know what you're wearing because they want to compliment you on it, and also because they want to purchase it themselves. And it's just my most complimented fragrance. It has yet to be dethroned, although Aventus is a very close second. This next question is fragrance over $500. So we're talking about a fragrance that I love, that I think is worth the price point. Now, if you're doing this challenge, this does not have to be a fragrance that you own, just a fragrance that you think is worth the price point. And that has to be, for me, Roja Amber Oud. This is just so beautiful and fantastic. And if I have reviews of any of these fragrances, I will link them below if you guys want to know my thoughts on them. But there's something about this fragrance that smells so stunning and so special, and I paid a pretty penny for this. And when I purchased this, I had like I used a lot of reward points to get gift cards from Neiman Marcus. So I paid for most of it in reward points, but I did still spend a pretty penny on it because I did get a few other bottles of perfume when I got this. But this was a fragrance that has been on my must-buy list for so long. Is so beautiful. And if you like ambery, woody fragrances, if you like ouds that aren't crazy animalic but have that beautiful kind of presence and just structure that oud has, because oud is definitely a wood that has its own distinctive characteristics, but some people can find it be challenging. Some ouds can be challenging and very animalic. This is not that oud. It's not a tamed oud, but it's not a challenging oud. And I find it to be very wearable, very beautiful, very attractive, and definitely fitting of its price point. So Amber Oud is my choice for fragrance that is worth $500, or over $500. I think this bottle was just under $800. But the thing is with this particular fragrance, it smells like it would be worth that. Whether or not you like the smell of itself is very well blended, it's very well crafted, it's beautifully presented, and at the end of the day, it's just a stunning fragrance, and one that I find to be just exceptional, and something that I definitely, when I think of Roja, taking a composition that is definitely not new or creative, but elevating it to a way that feels like it's an experience worthy of the money. I think Amber Oud, in my opinion, is one of the fragrances that definitely fits that category. Now, the next category is on the other side of the spectrum, and what fragrance do I think is the best in regards to being a fantastic fragrance for under $25? Now, the particular bottle I have is a larger bottle. These usually cost over $40, but you can get this smaller at $20. I just love this fragrance so much, so I have a larger bottle of it. But I think that pretty much a lot of fragrances from Pacifica, from Sola Notes, and Demeter could easily be a part of this list, but I actually grabbed my most worn from those categories because I gravitate towards this fragrance. I love it. I think it smells so good. It's also very complimented, and it's Mulled Cider from Demeter. Now, this is more of a cozy, warm, spicy treat that I love to wear in fall and winter. And I don't know why, but as soon as I've pulled this out, I'm like, I'm wearing you today. So if you're wondering what I smell like Mulled Cider. And I overspray with this. So this is, I'm drenched. I smell like I just poured a big old pot of mulled cider on my head. But this fragrance I love because it smells exactly what it's supposed to smell like. It has a fantastic performance. And because it's kind of spicy and a little bit sweet, and you got that kind of like tart apple in there, it does have a lot more complexity than some of the other fragrances out there. So it has like a little bit more depth, a little bit more to it, which I think kind of elevates the price point. It smells like it would be worth a little bit more money. Maybe not like $50, $60, but you know, you could spend like $35, $40 on a bottle and you don't feel like you wasted your money because you're left with a really, really good scent. And I just love the way this smells. This next question is best blind buy. And this fragrance is probably biased because it's one of the more recent fragrances to my collection and I love it. It was definitely a blind buy, and it's Oud Jasmine from Royal Crown. This fragrance smells exactly like I would want a jasmine fragrance to smell. It's slightly indolic, it's cool, it's got a beautiful woodiness to it, and it's just such a perfect fragrance. If you want to know like my true feelings about this fragrance, I'm not going to go too into it because I just filmed a review, but this fragrance smells like my childhood, like going to sleep. And so I have some very real emotions attached to this fragrance, even though I haven't had it in my collection a very long time. I just love it. It was a pricey little fragrance. Royal Crown is not cheap, but definitely worth the price point in my honest opinion. And honestly, it could have been in this category of fragrance over $500. It almost was, but it kind of fit more into the blind buy area. And I think that the beautiful oud amberiness of Amber Oud from Roja kind of nudged out Oud Jasmine in regards to being worth the price point in that category. But that could have easily been, they could have been switched. Not switched because that wasn't a blind buy, but this easily could have been in the above $500 range, and it would have fit because I just love it so much. It's just fantastic. And this question, I wasn't sure if I wanted this to be on it, but this is something that a lot of people ask, and this is a video that I'm going to be working on, and it is best discontinued. What fragrance is my favorite that was discontinued? And it could have been Tiempo Passato because my heart is still broken over that. But I have to think about my favorite fragrance. One of my favorite fragrances, a holy grail fragrance that just is no more, and it is a travesty, and it is Sycomore from Chanel, the Eau de Toilette. Now, after trying and wearing through samples of the Sycomore Eau de Parfum, if I ever run out of this, because I wear this very minimally, this is one of the fragrances, I have very few fragrances that people ask me for decants, if they want to buy decants of, if they want to swap. This is one of the fragrances that I do not do that with. There's like 3. This is one of them, and I've had people very mad at me about that, but it's just because I love it so much, because it's so hard to find, because it's discontinued. I just do not like parting with this unless I'm wearing it. That's the only time I want fluid to leave this bottle is when I'm wearing it. But the Eau de Toilette is just fantastic. It's a beautiful scent. It is dang near a perfect fragrance. If you love vetiver and all of its grassy, beautiful, earthy glory, you really can't go wrong with Sycomore. The Eau de Parfum, after a few hours, develops into a wisp of what this is. So I could see wearing the Eau de Parfum. It's not near the beauty of the Eau de Toilette. But that is my discontinued fragrance, and I'm heartbroken. And next, number 8, is best flanker. What flanker do I think is the most successful? And we're going back to the house of Chanel, and we're going to be talking about number 5, L'Eau. The reason why this, in my opinion, is the best flanker, because I feel like when I want to see a fragrance house have a flanker and have a real kind of point of view, have a creative prompt, this is what I want it to be. I think that this just across the board does it so well. It's more modern, it's more youthful, but it has that beautiful, perfect Chanel No. 5 DNA in there. And Eau Premiere I think is nice, and I think it kind of removes all of the things that people have an issue with Chanel No. 5. But what I love about Low is it doesn't remove it, it just kind of modernizes it and makes it more youthful and more wearable for people that like fresher fragrances. It still has that gorgeous DNA in there, but it's just something that I find to be very successful from the house. So this is a beautiful fragrance. I absolutely love it. And it definitely is, in my opinion, one of the most successful flankers just in regards to what it's supposed to be in execution. It also just smells dang amazing. This next question is, what is my favorite or the best hyped fragrance? What fragrance that the community just loves and gravitates towards and blindly praises that I think is worth the praise? And this is definitely Baccarat Rouge, the Eau de Parfum, as I almost drop it. Oh, I have a funny story for you guys. No, I'm gonna save that for my haul video. If you want to know about me being clumsy, I have a great story for you. But Baccarat Rouge, the Eau de Parfum, I find to be worth the praise. Whether or not I think it smells good, I think it smells amazing. Not everybody likes the way it smells, and that's okay. But what I like about this scent is just the impact it's had on the fragrance community in regards to, like, the only thing I've recently seen that could possibly push Aventus off of its throne in regards to just people duping it. Not just niche houses, designer houses, celebrity fragrances. You see so many different houses trying to be Baccarat Rouge and not trying to be inspired by Baccarat Rouge, but trying to be Baccarat Rouge. And I love that. I love the idea of more accessible, affordable versions of this scent if you like the way this smells. But this scent in and of itself is something, before I purchased it, I would spray at fragrance counters, and I just loved the way that it smelled, and it was complimentary, and it smelled sexy, and it was something that I really wanted to own. And then I finally purchased it, and then I purchased other parts of it, like hair mist, body oils, you know, like I have the extrait. I love the way this smells. Again, not everybody likes it, but I do, and I think it is a fantastic fragrance, and in my opinion, well worth the hype. Not everyone thinks that. That's okay. That's what this video is about, sharing our opinions on what scents are the best and things like that. And the last fragrance is my favorite celebrity fragrance, and I wanted to include this because we're talking about a lot of designers, we're talking about a lot of niche, and I wanted to kind of include a type of fragrance that is very loved but doesn't get a lot of the attention, a category that you don't really see people taking seriously within the fragrance community, which is celebrity fragrances. And I think that they should be taken seriously. I think you see people really kind of taking more of Sarah Jessica Parker's fragrances seriously, taking Ariana Grande's fragrances seriously, taking Rihanna's fragrances seriously. And I think that when we look at celebrity fragrances, we kind of judge them based on the celebrity and not on the scent. And I get that. That's kind of why they're being sold. But I think that if I think of a celebrity that takes fragrance seriously and really kind of tries to reinvent themselves and scent over and over and over again by creating new, unique, wearable fragrances that people really love, I think Sarah Jessica Parker kills it. It doesn't mean that her fragrances are the best in the celebrity category, but I really just resonate with her and how seriously she takes her scents, and I really appreciate that. And I think one of the biggest surprises is when she came out with Stash. So first, this is just my favorite celebrity fragrance to wear. It just smells amazing, and that is why it is part of this list. But I think we have to kind of give Sarah Jessica Parker a lot of credit for taking fragrance seriously and creating something that definitely doesn't smell like a celebrity fragrance. And I love the way celebrity fragrances sell. That is not talking down on them, that's not cheapening them, that's not saying that they aren't beautiful and artistic and wearable, because they are. But to have something that smells so kind of more masculine, niche, and boundary pushing as a celebrity fragrance, I think is awesome. And to do it in such a successful way that just smells so dang awesome on the skin. Stash is amazing. I don't wear the fragrance as much as I should. I do like to wear the body oil though. I do love that a lot. But Stash from Sarah Jessica Parker is just a fantastic scent in general. and the fact that it is a celebrity fragrance, I think a lot of people started to pay more attention to celebrity fragrances because of Stash and being like, hey, they don't all just smell like tutti frutti flowers. And if you smell the different celebrity fragrances next to each other, you really see a difference, and you can kind of smell how each one is distinctive and how each person or each celebrity has a point of view with their fragrances. I think that's really exciting. And I always say go to Among the Stars fragrance reviews if you want really fantastic, thoughtful, smart reviews on celebrity fragrances. He is a fantastic channel. Definitely takes them seriously and gives them the respect that they deserve. But my favorite celebrity scent is most definitely Stash, but there's a few others out there that I really enjoy as well. So that's it, guys, and that's my top 10 best of from a fragrance reviewer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, this video is something I thought would be fun to kind of sit down and summarize my fragrance tastes and opinions in a top 10 list, because we all know how much everyone loves top 10 lists. And this is just kind of a way to introduce myself too. If this is your first time tuning into my channel, you'll see some of my favorites and get a few of my opinions. So maybe you can decide if you like these types of videos, these types of channels, or myself in general. If you guys liked this video, please feel free to film a video of your own. Let me know what your choices are. If you want to take any of these questions, if you think one doesn't pertain to you or you're not particularly excited to answer, you can definitely switch it around. And if you guys would like to, if you don't have a fragrance channel and you just want to answer these questions, there's a comment section below. I'd love to know what your choices are. As always, guys, this is a challenge video. This is open to anybody. Everybody is tagged if you would like to do it. And like I said before, I'm not sure if I'm the first person to do this. I did compile these questions on my own. That does not mean that somebody else hasn't done this type of video before. So if anyone has done this type of video before, please feel free to let me know, and I will make sure to give them credit in the description box and in a pinned comment. But I would love to know what you guys think. If you like this type of content, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, because I like to give you guys fragrance related content, reviews, discussions, and the like. So if you like that kind of stuff, I'm your girl. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.